The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi children, how are you? Hope you are healthy and happy. After a long period of time, we are again meeting through this virtual class. Always be happy, my dear children, and take proper food so that you will be healthy. Today we are going to begin a new lesson, and in this lesson you are going to study about genes, DNA and the variations taking place in the offspring. So my dear children, the name of the lesson is Unraveling Genetic Mysteries. So here you can see the picture of different organisms, deer, cat, human beings, isn't it? In this picture we can see similarity as well as difference among the offsprings when we are comparing them with the parents. So it is being said that you have understood that children acquire certain features from their parents. Besides, don't the children show certain features different from their parents? See, in this picture we have seen that children are having certain features which is similar to their parents. But beside these similarities, we have seen children also showing certain features which are different from their parents, isn't it? So in this picture itself, from this picture itself we can see the difference also, isn't it, my dear children? See, in the case of deer, see this offspring and the mother deer, you can see the difference here, isn't it? And the case of cat, we can see the difference. See the color of the cat, white, and here the offspring is black. In the same way, in the case of mother, the hair of the mother is straight, but in the case of the baby child it is curled. So this is some of the difference we can see in the case of children, isn't it? So it has been said that children may inherit certain features either from their mother or father. Features that are not seen in parents may also be found in children. So from parents, the children will be getting certain features. It may be from mother or father, and there are features which are not seen in parents but it are found in children. So here we can see what is genetics, okay? So those statements are related to genetics. So here you can see, you have to underline this statement. The transmission of features of parents to offspring is termed as heredity. So what is heredity? It is the transmission of the features of the parent into the offspring, that is heredity. And number 2 is variation. What is variation? We can see the features seen in offsprings that are different from their parents are called variation. So what is variation, my dear children? It is the features which are seen in offspring and it is not seen in the parents. Such type of features we can say that they are coming under variations. Now what is genetics? The branch of science that deals with heredity and variation is called genetics. So what is genetics? It is the branch of science and it is dealing with heredity as well as variation. And what is heredity? It is the features which is being transmitted from the parent to the offspring. And what is variation? It is the features which are not seen in parents but are seen in offspring. Together we can say it as genetics. I think you would have understood about it, my dear children. Now the next one is emergence of genetics. How genetics emerged? It has been said that Gregor John Mendel, he has conducted experiments on pea plant. You know what is pea plant? Pea plant is the pulse, isn't it? You can see this is a pea plant. So he has conducted the experiment on the pea plant, and he is the founder of genetics. When he conducted the experiment on pea plant, he was able to find out the variation as well as the heredity, and in that manner he founded genetics. That's why Mendel is considered as the father of genetics. I think you would have understood about it. How genetic emerged? It is because of Gregor John Mendel, and he has done hybridization experiment on the pea plant and led to the foundation of genetics. Thus, Mendel is considered as the father of genetics. He studied the inheritance of 7 pairs of contrasting traits in pea plant. Contrasting traits. Traits means character. What he done? He studied. He done experiment. He went into the research, and what he has done? He studied the inheritance of 7 pairs of contrasting traits. In pea plant, he has taken 7 pairs of contrasting character. He done the experiment, he studied on these experiment, and he came to the conclusion by formulating the laws of inheritance. He came by the conclusion by formulating laws of inheritance, and there are 3 laws of inheritance. Number 1 is laws of dominance, number 2 is law of segregation, and number 3 is law of independent assortment. Again, I will repeat, my dear children. He studied the inheritance of 7 pairs of contrasting traits in the pea plants, and based on the experiment, he formulated the law of inheritance, and it is of 3 types. Number 1, law of dominance, number 2, law of segregation, and number 3, law of independent assortment. I think you would have understood about the law of inheritance given by Gregor John Mendel. Okay, my dear children. Now next thing, he said that when he was doing the experiment through his studies on inheritance, he explained that each character is controlled by a pair of factors. Each character, for example, the height of the plant, or the color of the flower, or the shape of the seed, whatever is been there in the plant, each is the character. Height is a character. The shape of the seed is a character. Understood? The color of the flower is a character. And it has been said that each character is controlled by a pair of factors. There are pair of factors present in the character which is being controlled by these factors, which he illustrated using symbols. When he was doing the experiment, he used symbols for the factors and he conducted the experiment. Understood? So, my dear children, we are going to see the experiments conducted by Mendel. Experiments of Mendel. We can see the observation 6.1 where hybridization experiment was conducted on the basis of 2 contrasting traits of the character height in the pea plant. So, here in the experiment, Mendel he has taken 2 contrasting traits, that is 2 contrasting characters, and it is based on the character height. We know that height is of 2 types, tall, dwarf, isn't it? So, these 2 characters or these 2 traits was taken there in the experiment conducted by Mendel. Okay, so that was the first experiment done by Mendel, and in this character height where we are taking the 2 contrasting traits which will be having the pair of factors, and these pair of factors was illustrated by using symbols. We can see what it is. Okay, my dear children. So here you can see Mendel has taken the parental plant. We know that parental plants are father as well as mother plant. Okay. So here he has taken two pea plant. One is the female pea plant. The other one is the male pea plant. The female pea plant, you can say it is tall, isn't it? So it is tall, and the male pea plant is short. So we can say it as dwarf. And in this tall pea plant, the factor, already it has been said that capital T is been used here as a symbol for the factor present in the tall pea plant. And in the case of dwarf pea plant, the factor small t is being used there as symbol. Already it has been said that each character, for example, the tallness of this pea plant is a character, and it is controlled by a pair of factors, and this is the pair of factor which is controlling the tallness of this plant. And here small t is the pair of factor which is controlling the dwarfness of this pea plant. Understood? Now, as we have seen, capital T is the pair of factor for tall, and small t is the pair of factor for dwarf. Now, among this pair, only one will be participating in the gamete formation. Gamete formation is needed there for fertilization. We already studied in 9th standard, isn't it, my dear children? So, for the gamete formation, among this factor, only one factor will participate in the gamete formation. So, you can see here, among this pair of factor, only one is present here, and in the same case, among this pair of small t, this factor, only one small t is participating in the gamete formation. So, you can see what is happening there. From pair of factor capital T, one is present for the gamete formation, and from the pair of factor small t, only one small t is present there for the gamete formation. Now, you can see when they will pair together, when they will fuse together, this is the female plant and a cross is being done with the male plant. So, when a crossing or fusion will be taking place or a fertilization will be taking place, what will happen? The female gamete and the male gamete will be fusing together, which consists of a pair capital T and small t. I think you would have understood, my dear children. It has been said that capital T, which is a factor for tallness, and small t, which is a factor for dwarfness. Both these factors are present in the gamete, and these gametes will be fusing together during fertilization. And when fertilization is taking place, what happened? You can see again here the picture. When a new plant was formed, you can see a tall plant is formed there. But in this tall plant, we can see capital T as well as small t as factors, isn't it? Again, I can say when capital T and small t, they are pairing, they are joining, when they are fusing together during fertilization, what happened? A new plant is formed there, and this new plant it was tall, and in this tall plant the factor capital T and small t is present there. Okay. So, in the first generation, so this is the first generation plant which is called as F1 generation. In the F1 generation, we have seen tall plant is formed there, and it is having capital T small t factor present in it. So, this is illustration 6.1 related to the first experiment conducted by Mendel on pea plant. I think you would have understood about it, my dear children. So, this is very important. Now, here we can see, which is again important. So, here in this case you can see it was discovered on the basis of later studies that the factors are the genes present in the chromosome of the nucleus. We know that in the nucleus chromosomes are present there, and in the chromosome DNA is present there, and in the DNA genes are present there. So, as we studied that these are the factors, isn't it? And these factors are nothing but they are the genes which are present in the chromosome of the nucleus. Later on it was discovered, okay. Now what is a, see, it has been said that a gene has different forms. It has been said that gene is controlling a character. A gene which is present in the DNA is controlling a character. Character, already I said to you, it may be the color of the hair, the length of the hair, the shape of the eyebrow, the shape of the eye, or the shape of the nose, or the shape of the pod, or the shape of the seed, isn't it? Anything, the height of the plant, all these are the characters, and these characters are controlled by gene, and genes are of different forms. Genes are, they are having different forms, and this different form of genes are called as alleles. The different form of genes are called as alleles. That is very, very important, my dear children. You have to study it, okay. It has been said that a gene has different forms and they are called alleles. Now, a gene has two alleles. In a gene, two alleles are present there. For example, it has been said capital T and small t are the different alleles of genes that controls the character height. Character height is being controlled by two different alleles, that is tallness for capital T and dwarfness for small t. So, tallness is being controlled by capital T, which is a allele, and dwarfness is controlled by small t, which is a allele, and these are the two different alleles for the character height, which is controlling this height. Now, it has been said that the allele capital T determines the trait tallness, and the allele small t determines the trait dwarfness. I think you would have understood about it, my dear children, very nicely. It is very, very important. You have to study it. So, in this experiment which has been conducted by Mendel, this is the first experiment Mendel conducted on the pea plant, and in this experiment he has taken only one character, that is the height of the plant, and in the height of the plant he has taken two traits. One is the tallness, the other one is dwarfness, and in the case of tallness a pair of factor was present there which is controlling the tallness, and that is capital T and capital T. In the case of dwarfness a pair of factor was also present there which was controlling the dwarfness, and it was small t, small t. And later on, for the gamete formation from the pair of factors from capital T, only one capital T was involved in the gamete formation, and the case of dwarfness from small t, only one small t was involved in the gamete formation. In this manner, what happened? Capital T and small t, they participated in the fertilization process, and a new plant was formed there, and in the new plant it was observed that it was a tall plant, but the factor capital T and small t was present there in that plant. Understood? Now, that is related to the first generation, which is a tall plant. It is very, very important. This thing you have to study, as it used to come in the question paper also. Now, indicator, you have to do it by yourself. The character of pea plants considered in this experiment, it is height. The contrasting traits of this character, contrasting trait is tallness and dwarfness. The traits, those were apparent and not apparent in the first generation. Apparent means those were appeared, and number two, the trait which was not appeared. In this case, the trait which was appeared is tall plant, isn't it? This is apparent, and not apparent means dwarfness. This small plant we have not seen, isn't it? Only tall plant we have seen in the first generation. So, the trait which was not apparent is dwarf plant, and the trait which was apparent is tall plant. Apparent means appeared, and not apparent means not appeared in the first generation. Now, next thing it has been said that difference in the factors of tall parent plant and the first generation plant. In the case of the factors present in the tall parent plant, what are the factors present in the tall parent plant, my dear children? It is capital T, capital T. But in the case of first generation, isn't it? It has been asked first generation factor, which is the factor. In the first generation, the factor which is present there is capital T, small t. So that is a difference. In the case of tall parent plant, the factor, it is capital T, and in the case of the factor present in the first generation plant, it is capital T, small t. I think you would have understood about it. This indicator you have to write in your file. It is very, very important. Okay, my dear children. Now, based on that experiment, you can see here, when plants that differ in a pair of contrasting traits are hybridized, only one trait is expressed while the other remains hidden in the offspring of the first generation. The expressed trait is called dominant trait and the hidden trait is called recessive trait. Once again I will read it. When the plants that differ in a pair of contrasting characters are hybridized, that means during the hybridization experiment, a plant with a pair of contrasting trait, that is we have taken here tall plant crossing with a dwarf plant. So, two different contrasting traits were taken there, and when it is being crossed, when tall plant is crossed with the dwarf plant, what happened? Only one trait is expressed while the other remains hidden in the offspring, isn't it? Here what happened, you can see only this one is expressed, tall plant is expressed, that is why we got tall plant, but dwarf plant was not expressed, it was hidden, isn't it? From the factor we came to know that the factor small t is present in the tall plant, but only capital T was expressed, that is why the plant it grown to a height and it became a tall plant. Okay. So, it has been said that the expressed trait is called dominant, the trait which is expressed or the character which is expressed, the character which we are seeing there. We have seen that tall plant is produced there after the fertilization. Surely that is dominant trait, and the hidden trait is called recessive trait. The trait which is not expressed there, we are not able to see it. Gregor John Mendel, when he conducted the experiment, when he done the experiment on this pea plant by using tall plant and dwarf plant, he has seen that in the first generation only tall plant was appeared, dwarf plant was not there. So, he concluded that the trait which is being expressed there is dominant and the trait which is not expressed there was hidden trait. So, it is being given as the trait which is expressed is called dominant trait and the hidden trait is called recessive trait. I think you would have understood about dominant and recessive. From this we came to know that John Mendel, or we can say Gregor John Mendel, he formulated the first law of inheritance, and that was law of dominance, and that was given here, isn't it? That is, law of dominance states that the trait which is expressed is called dominant trait and the trait which was hidden is called recessive trait. Understood, my dear children? Law of dominance states that the trait which is expressed is called dominant trait and the trait which is hidden is called recessive trait. I think you would have understood about it, my dear children, very nicely. Now, next thing, it is being said that the fact that no intermediate plants were formed by the hybridization of tall and dwarf plants and the factor responsible for dwarfness remaining hidden persuaded Mendel to continue with his experiment. Mendel, when he conducted the experiment, he came to know that the first generation plant was tall plant. So, he thought, where is the dwarf plant? What happened to the dwarf plant? So, he continued with the experiment to know what happened to the dwarf plant. Okay. So, then what he done? He self-pollinated the first generation plant. he self-pollinated. Self-pollinated means he took the first generation plant, that is this plant he got, tall plant he got, and he took the same pea plant, male and female again, and he crossed them. The pollinated, self-pollinated plant which he got from the first generation, he took those two plants and he self-pollinated it, and he got the result there. You can see what is the result by doing the self-pollination of first generation plant, isn't it? This was the plant. So, he took capital T, small t factor of this generation plant, and he crossed again the same plant which is having capital T, small t, and in that capital T is one of the gamete and small t is another gamete. Same case in that another plant, capital T is one of the gamete and small t is another gamete, isn't it? Now, what happened? These gametes, they were fused. Fertilization was done. Now, when fertilization was done, what happened? You can see when this capital T was crossed with the, you can see when this capital T was crossed with this capital T, capital T was formed there. Again the same capital T when is being crossed with a small t, capital T, small t was the second factor was seen there. Again in this case, small t when it is being crossed with the capital T, he got capital T, small t. Again this small t when it is being crossed with the small t, he got small t, small t. So, like this crossing was done, and when the gamete were crossed there, he got these 4 plants in the second generation. When the fusion was done by taking the gametes capital T, small t and capital T, small t, he got these 4 plants, where he came to know that 1, 2, 3 tall plants he seen and only 1 dwarf plant he was able to see. But among these 3 tall plants, we have seen that capital T is present in this tall plant, which is a pure plant, isn't it? It is a character of a mother plant, because we know that this capital T is present in the mother plant. In the same way, the small t, you can see here a dwarf plant, it is the pure plant, because this small t is present there in the male pea plant, or we can say father pea plant, isn't it? So, this is the pure plant which he got in the second generation, and these 2 plants, they are intermediates. Intermediates means they are there as tall plant, they have grown in the form of a tall plant, but in them factor capital T and small t is present there. Here also the factor capital T, small t is present in this plant. That is why these 2 plants are intermediate. But when it is being seen, it is being said that when a dominant trait is being seen, we can say that it is expressed, isn't it? So, here capital T is expressed in these 3 plants. That is why these 3 plants are tall plant. In this case, small t is expressed there, that is why it will become the dwarf plant. Now, as it is been said that 3 tall plants are there, 1 dwarf plant is there. So, we can say the ratio for the experiment conducted by Mendel on the character height is 3:1. 3 tall plant and 1 dwarf plant. So, the ratio is 3:1 for the character height. So, only 1 character was being taken in the first experiment conducted by the Mendel on pea plant, and the ratio was being there as 3:1 in the second generation. Okay, my dear children. So, that is related to the experiment conducted by Mendel on the pea plant based on one character, that is the height of the plant, where he has taken two contrasting traits, tallness and dwarfness. And based on that thing, he has given the law of inheritance. Number 1, it is law of dominance, and number 2, it is law of segregation. In the case of law of segregation, it is been said that when a gamete formation is taking place or during gametogenesis, what happened? Gamete formation is taking place and only from a pair of factor, one factor will be participating in the gamete formation. So, what is happening there? Segregation of factor is taking place. Segregation means separation of pair of factor is taking place. 2 capital T was there, but during the gamete formation what happened? Only one capital T was able to participate in the gamete formation. Similarly, in the case of 2 small t factors were present there, but during the gamete formation only one small t was able to participate in the gamete formation. So, this is the segregation of factors, that is they are separating from each other, isn't it? From a pair they are becoming, they are separating from each other. They are becoming single, isn't it? So, that is law of segregation, that is law of separation. The factors are separating from each other during gamete formation. That is the law formulated by Mendel by conducting the experiment on pea plant when he was taking or when he took only one character, and that was the height of the pea plant. So, in this case you can see the indicator characters of plant in the second generation. Number 2, plants in the second generation and their factors. Number 3, recessive trait in the first generation and the second generation. These 3 indicators you have to do it by yourself, because the first indicator I have given you the answer. Now, this is the indicators which you have to do, and is an homework for you which you have to do it in your file. And my dear children, the next part you can see here statistics of Mendel's experiment. Among the 1064 plants obtained in the second generation, 787 plants were tall. This much plants were obtained there in the second generation, and among these plants 787 plants were tall and 277 plants were dwarf. So, when the ratio is taken there related to it, it is been approximately 3:1. Okay. And then you can see here a table is being given there based on the parental plant, first generation, second generation and the ratio. A parental plant, position of the flower, axil and terminal. When the position of the flower is been taken as a character, the axil plant, the flower which is present on the axil, that is on the side, and the flower which is present on the terminal, that is on the top. It has been taken in the form of an experiment by the Mendel, and in the first generation he got the plant, it has been producing axil flowers. Okay. Now, in the second generation, by taking this axil plant and doing the self pollination, in the second generation he got 651 axil plant and 207 terminal plant. So, from this we can say that 3:1 is the ratio. Now, again when he has taken the shape of the seeds, based on the shape of the seeds he has done the experiment. He took round seeds crossed with wrinkle seeds. In that he got in the first generation the round seeds, and when the self pollination is done based on this round seeds, he got 882 round seeds and 299 wrinkle seeds. So, again he was able to find out that the ratio is 3:1, isn't it? Now, why does the recessive trait in the first generation appears in the second generation? That was a question by Mendel. In the first generation the recessive trait was hidden, but in the second generation it appeared there, the recessive trait appeared there, isn't it? So, in the last Mendel came with the assumption that during gamete formation the factors that determines a particular character segregate without getting mixed, that is half of the gametes formed from first generation plant capital T small t contain capital T and the other half contains small t. This is law of segregation, my dear children, which I told you just a few minutes before related to law of segregation. This is what Mendel came to know about the appearance of recessive trait in second generation and this recessive trait was hidden in the first generation. It is because of the gametes which are formed there in the first generation are not getting mixed and they are separating from each other in the first generation. That is why what is happening there, during gamete formation, the factors which are determining the particular trait, it is segregating without getting mixed. That is why half of the plant it is having capital T and the other half is having small t. That is law of segregation. Okay, my dear children, that is related to law of segregation given by Mendel. And next thing, you can see here the inference or the conclusion given by Mendel from such experiments. Number 1, a character is controlled by the combination of two factors. That is, a character, it may be height, it may be shape of the seed, it may be color of the flower, whatever it may be, it is being controlled by the combination of two factors. Now, one trait is expressed which is dominant trait and the other trait is remaining hidden which is recessive trait in the first generation. Third point, he said that the trait that remain hidden in the first generation is appearing in the second generation. We have already seen just now after the self pollination of the first generation, isn't it, my dear children? Last one, the ratio of the dominant and the recessive trait in the second generation is 3:1. When the experiment was conducted on the self pollinated pea plant, what happened? The ratio we got there as 3:1. So, this is the conclusion given by Mendel from the experiment conducted on pea plant which is having only one character, that is the height of the pea plant. I think you would have understood about it. It is very, very important, my dear children. Okay. So, that is related to the character of first experiment. My dear children, I am going to wind the session here and please go through this session very properly as it is a new lesson for you, it is a new part for you. You have to understand it, you have to learn it, you have to see to it, you have to go through it very nicely, then only you will be able to clear your concept based on this chapter. If you are having any doubt related to this session, please give me a call and clarify your doubt. So, my dear children, I am winding the session here. We will be meeting in the next session. Till then, take care.